Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Frankie B, and wow, this is a fun one. So let me just start off. Originally, I had worked on this sketch cover right here. I'm just cutting the music down a little bit. It's called the Ultraman, the Rise of Ultraman sketch cover, and I started this back in October. So yeah, I did a Facebook live stream and stuff, and then I sort of put it away. And then later, like this year, well, actually this month, I knew that an auction was coming up, an Alterna auction. So I decided to go ahead and try to finish it up. So which I did, which ended up being this back part. So as you see, it folds out and it kind of tells a little story about, what's going on with Gears. He's attacking the city, and then Ultraman comes and, beats the crap out of him. Well, this book actually did very well in the auction and was purchased. Great news. With an extra little incentive. Now, originally, I had said that I would do full color, depending on what the price was going to be and to take it up. And also, I would, show a gratitude sketch and put it in the inside cover, which is this right here with Red King. Well, what happened was the person contacted me back and then said, hey, man, I hope you haven't started coloring. I really love your black and white. So could you just keep them black and white and, and then, do the particular character. Like he chose Red King sort of laughing at Gears, who's been slammed into the ground, which is funny because originally I just said, I'm just going to draw the character, laughing or whatever. But, I feel like as a sense of trying to tell the story, I should show a little bit of Gears and stuff, which I don't mind. I think the person, I'm very honored that they bidded on this and stuff like that. So, I always feel like you should just give a little extra love when you can. So anyway, that was the first one. And then here comes the second one. The second one was a Gods and Gears sketch cover by Alterna Comics. As you can see, I did this one. There's some color right in there, a little bit of color, but still technically black and white, featuring some Gods and Gears characters. And then what happened was for this one, what was it? It was to do a sketch on the back. And so he decided that he wanted the Legends of Log. And so I did Legends of Log, and I created this creature kind of coming out of the water, biting him and stuff, So this is pretty much the books, the stuff that I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to try to get both of these done today. So it's just one big video. And yeah, I'm super excited. And once again, as always, thank you for taking a look at my videos, and in this video in particular, but also my other videos. And I really do appreciate the fact that the people who do comment, because I definitely respond back. I love comments. The comments are are like the spark to my creative fire. So please keep sending those sparks. I love it. So anyway, let's get this going. All right, the tools for today, as always, will be microns. I tend to use with a Micron 01, my Pentel brush pen. Possibly be using a gel pen. So here's a gel pen. And then we have the Micron, and I might, depending, I don't use a lot of the smaller 003 just because I save that for my sketch card stuff. And then here's the Pentel brush pen. There you go. And it has a little cartridge inside. So here you go. Let's get this going. All right. So this character right here is Red King. So, oh man, it's a little warm in here. The temperatures are going to kick up today, supposedly. So I'm already like sweating a little bit. I had my window closed because I just didn't want to get a lot of ambient traffic news traffic noise in the background. Just to listen to the tunes and watch the art flow. So anyway, it's funny. I actually ended up drawing this character in the Ultraman sketch card set that Richard Park Cards is they had a really successful campaign, actually Kickstarter campaign. They made like over $160,000. It's pretty impressive. So, and by the way, I also want to just add that the Kaijus and Cowboys Kickstarter campaign was funded. We got it funded. So now we're at the point now where I'm really hoping that we can get to at least over 100+ backers, because in my mind, that would be like 100 people just, having this comic book in their hand. You know, that's what I'm fighting for right now. We both are, me and Matthew. So anyway, yeah, those options are turning out to be really great ways for for artists like myself to really connect with fans and to get artwork right into the fans' hands. We get a moment to talk. They get to see who we are, and that's really good. I was on a show yesterday and I was talking about the sense of where Comic-Cons and conventions are going to be in this coming year. And I'm curious to see how they do. I don't want to see them go away, but I do think that they're going to be a lot different than the previous years. I think that there's been this slow sort of turn for, especially in the artist community, where a lot of artists aren't attending shows just because they're just finding them to be definitely not places where they can, make money. They're spending money, of course, lots of money, table, getting the supplies. If they're not living in the area, then they have to travel expense, food. So a lot of money is being spent, but they're not able to recoup, even break even many times. And that's not a good thing. So artists, like myself, a couple of years ago, I was sort of even before the pandemic, I was really thinking about the fact of cutting down on big shows, because it just doesn't, it's not aiding me, it's not enhancing, my revenue in any way. Like I got in a conversation with someone this years ago where I told somebody, I said, I'm actually losing money when I'm not behind my desk. It takes me away from my paying gigs if I do a con. And so, I had a long talk with my wife, and the thing is that, as artists, we have to really begin to look at, at what we're doing seriously in the sense of business. Yeah, there's a sense where, you want to talk with fans and you want to connect with fans. And yes, I definitely want to do that. But I don't want to do it at the expense of my own livelihood either. And I think many fans understand that. That's why this whole idea, and because of the pandemic, where many, especially indie artists, are gravitating toward these live auctions and, and small little cons, even online cons, just at little avenues where they can be able to sell their merch, their wares and stuff, and really connect. Like they can, it's all, safe distance away from people, and they're just kind of, they can talk to people and people can see who they are and they can connect. But on that other side note, I think that the smaller comic book shows are going to be the future. I personally love smaller shows, and I've had the opportunity to literally experience the elevation of the comic book scene from the small show, really small shows, to the big, massive, like San Diego Comic-Con kind of thing, or New York Comic-Con. All right. So yeah, a lot of stuff. But anyway, I'm really enjoying these auctions. They're definitely a fantastic avenue for me to connect with people who might not really know who I am or know the kind of work that I do. And so, and just being able to get my artwork into new forever homes, especially now that technically Kaji's and Cowboys has been picked up. We're now in the arena now where we're technically going to be, our book's going to be published next year by Second Sight Publishing. So we're going to be on the grind, which is good. I've worked on various comic book projects over the years, and, it's more like the sense of jump in, jump out kind of thing, one-off kind of stuff. Nothing that had a strong longevity where, some people can really stretch their legs and really, say like, hey, I worked on a 12-issue, story or whatever, or 30 issues. So this is going to be really great for me, where I can just jump right into it. All right, so let me explain this picture right here. Now, the person who wanted me to do the artwork, he loved the concept of Red King sort of laughing, you know, at what's going on. But he saw it more centered. Now, this is one of those things where, as I'm the artist, you know, my main agenda is to hopefully elevate off of what a person may want. So, for instance, if they say, okay, I want them laughing and whatever, and they make one centered, maybe I can say, okay, like I'm doing right here, say, you know what, I want to expand on that story, just because they may not have seen it. And then hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, they get it, and then it's something that will excite them. I think he'll be overly excited anyway. I get that vibe from him. He's been really, really taking a shine to my work, and I'm really honored by it. All right. I'm always getting people that go, man, you're black and white stuff. I'm like, yeah. Ideally, I just love it. I love doing more black and white work. All right, so yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to bust these out pretty quickly. All right, so this is gonna be a it should be a pretty long video, because it just doesn't make sense to sort of break them up. I don't want to do that. Not for this one. Got some more videos coming down the wire. And again, doing these videos was a pretty new thing. I was talking on the show yesterday, and it just was like, yeah, for years, you know, I had many artists that were like, dude, you should do some videos and whatever. And I kind of fought against it. But, you know, again, I think that because of the pandemic, it's forced many people to just reevaluate certain things, or whatever fears they might have had about certain things. And I think that's what it was that I had, was a fear of just posting, you know, in that sense of like, who wants to really see, you know, me in doing art, you know? And I had to come to grips with it. And I just said, you know what, Frank, you're not a person who just allows fear to paralyze you. You just gotta jump in the mix and just do it. And what happens, happens. And that's kind of been my whole viewpoint on my channel, where I treat it, again, just as a portfolio review. This is just insight. It's not a tutorial. It's just a portfolio, my portfolio opened to you, so you can see the artwork that I do, and hopefully enjoy it. I love the fact that it's videos, and I love the fact that I can apply music to it, because I think that kind of helps guide it along. All right. Well, you know what? This is going to be that time where I'm going to treat this as one of my mashup videos, because again, as much as the talking is wonderful, and I know you guys love listening to my amazing voice, I think it's pretty cool when you can start speeding it up a little bit. It just looks like magic then. So I'm gonna do that, and again, thank you so much for coming to my channel, and as always, let's keep that art flowing.